Hi, yoga friends. I'm here, hopefully getting better and better at doing these videos. And eventually, as you know, my goal is to do live classes on Zoom. Not quite there yet. So I've gone through the yamas and niyamas, and now I'm going to do a third limb class focused on asana practice. Um, Although asana is mainly what yoga is thought to be these days, it's just one of the limbs of a eight-limbed practice that was designed originally to bring us to the present moment, living in connection with our higher self as we move through the world. The purpose of asana is to teach us how to bring our attention into the present moment in the body. And my personal experience is if you can be in the present moment in your body, you are in the present moment with everything going on around you, your emotions, your perceptions of the outer world, etc., etc. And for many of us, myself included, asana practice was a good first step into being able to meditate, because there was something specific for me to focus my attention on. And I found it, especially when I was younger, to really focus on the present moment, just focusing on my breath or my thoughts. My mind was too active to really be able to meditate. This class will do postures, some gentle movements with the breath, and some holding the postures. I like to start, especially with older adults, with gentle movements with the breath, because we tend to be stiff when we first start to move, and that these gentle movements of the breath loosen us up. Then we will do sustained poses with the Iyengar approach. And those of you who take classes from me regularly know I add the breath as a way of increasing our focus of attention, but also I divide the instructions, or as teachers say now, cues. Some of the cues go with the inhales, some of the cues go with the exhales. If you're new to yoga and connecting the breath with the movement makes you crazy inside, forget trying to link these movements to the breath, but just focus on breathing. You don't want to stop breathing when you're doing yoga. And eventually, doing these things with your breath will make sense, and then you can add the breath in. One other bits of information which will help you to follow the class. There are, I will talk about actions which are internal, which have to do with subtle postural cues, such as lifting up towards the ceiling, pushing down towards the floor. And I'll do it now. I'm lifting up, I'm pushing down, I'm lifting up, I'm pushing down. There's no movement that you can see. And then I talk about movement. So reach your arm up overhead, that's a movement. And action would be squeeze the outer shoulders together. Something like that. So you'll hear me give instructions Some create movement, some are just something where you put your attention inside and create an action. It's a much more subtle movement. So we'll go ahead and start by coming to a comfortable seated position. I'm seated on a blanket. You can sit on a bolster. You can even sit in a chair if you want. Or you can just sit on the floor. You want to be able to sit straight up with your head balanced on your neck, neck balanced on your shoulders, shoulders balanced over your hips. Inner shoulder blades move forward, outer shoulder blades move back, and then pull your belly in towards the center and lift the front of the body, the back of the body, the sides of the body, and find your pelvic floor and lift up from the pelvic floor through the back of the crown of the head so that the back of the head is lifted and the face and the front of the head are relaxed. We're going to inhale for 3 ohms. Inhale your arms apart. Exhale, palms come together in front of the heart. And follow along with me. We'll inhale for 3 ohms. Take a deep breath. Gently bow your head. Allow your hands to go to your thighs. If your eyes are closed, gently open your eyes, allowing the world to come into you rather than your attention going out. And now we're going to do some warm-ups. We're going to do the warm-ups on the back. Those of you who like to do them on your hands and knees and have done those warm-ups forever on your hands and knees can do them on your hands and knees. For one of the warm-ups, you might need a strap, so just have a strap handy. We're going to lie down on our backs with our knees bent, feet hip-width apart. On the inhales, I'm going to lift this part of the pelvis. Notice that the waist area stays on the floor. On the inhales, I lift the tailbone, I lift the pelvic floor. On the exhales, I relax. The tailbone comes down, the top of the pelvis, the waist area comes up. Inhale, tailbone up. Exhale, relax. Inhaling and exhaling. And allow this movement with your own breath at your own rate. Inhaling and exhaling. You're rolling on your sacrum from the tailbone to the waist and from the waist to the tailbone. Inhaling and exhaling. And now come to center and pause. We're going to stretch out opposite arms and legs. This is the demo. You won't be able to see my whole body, but we'll do the best we can. I'm going to inhale, lengthening the right arm overhead, stretching from my pelvis through the side of the body, through the shoulder blade, into the fingertips. My hand is like this. It's facing the center of the body. The left leg stretches out. I lengthen from my groin area through the bone of the leg into my heel. The toes are relaxed. This is the inhale position. Exhale, I come back to bent leg, arm at the side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, back. Inhaling, lengthen. It's a cross stretch. Stretch as far as you can. Exhale, back. And again, go with your own breath at your own rate. The palm faces the center of the body. So when the arm is at the side, my palm faces my body, and I keep it in the same direction as I go overhead. Lengthen and back. Lengthen and back. And then come to center, pause, feet are hip width apart. We're going to do a twist. Quick demo. On the inhales, the knees are up. On the exhale, the knees go to the side. You can keep looking up, or you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. So I'm twisted. Inhale to center. Exhale down the other way. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, move with your own breath at your own rate. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling and exhaling. And then come to center and pause. We're going to now do a flowing bridge with the breath. Bring your heels in comfortably close to the body. If you're really flexible in the pelvis and knees, you might be able to bring your feet in too close. Now I'm too close. See how my heels are closer to my body than my knees? You want your heels directly under your knees. For most people, that won't be an issue. But just notice if you're flexible, you don't want your heels that close to your body. We're going to do that pelvic. This is the demo. You're going to do the pelvic tilt, lifting the tailbone, the waist, the top of the pelvis pushes down into the floor as the pelvic floor lifts. Only this time we're going to continue that lift. We're going to curl the body up off the floor until you're on the tops of your shoulder blades. Not the soft part of the shoulder, but underneath. I can push the tops of my shoulder blades into the floor. Inhaling, I roll up. Exhaling, notice I'm curling the body down. This is not right. Inhale up, exhale down. No, we're going to slowly curl up and slowly curl down. Moving with the breath. So you can go ahead and start. Your feet, your heels are under your knees or as close to your knees as you can. Inhale, curl the body up. Filling the chest. Exhale, curl the body down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Moving with your breath. Your own breath at your own rate. Inhaling all the way. Feel how you can move your shoulder blades down onto the floor, the very tops of the shoulder blades. Exhaling, curling down. And then again, come to center and pause. We're now going to do a groin opener on the floor. I'm going to show it two ways. One with a strap, one without a strap. So I'll start with the strap. I'm going to have a little loop in my strap. I'm going to put that loop around my ankle. I'm going to lie on the floor. You can prop your head up if that's more comfortable, or you can just lie on the underside arm. My hand is as close to my ankle as I can get it. It's going to vary with your flexibility. Notice my thighs are parallel. On the inhales, I'm going to just get long in my body, all the way from both knees, through the torso, through the back of the crown of the head. On the exhale, with the top leg, keeping the thighs parallel, I'm going to move the knee towards my foot. And the motion is from here. It's from the hip joint. Everything else stays steady. Inhaling, I lengthen. Exhale, I open up. Inhale, exhale. If you're flexible enough, you can grab your ankle or your foot. But remember, if you're like this, nothing is going to happen. You're not going to lengthen what you need to lengthen to do your yoga poses. The thighs stay parallel. If you need to, you can just, the knee can be pretty far forward when you start, but I want your thighs to be parallel. Otherwise, you're not going to get any benefit. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhale, moving the knee back. Inhaling and exhaling. So set yourself up on the floor with the left leg on the bottom, the right leg on top. Either grab your strap or grab your foot or your ankle, but thighs parallel. Squeeze the thighs together to start. Inhaling, I get long in the torso. Exhale, I open up. It could just be a millimeter. Inhaling, exhaling. For some people, it's going to be more action. You're trying to open up the pelvis, but nothing moves. Then for others, they have the flexibility to bring the thigh back. Inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll go to the other side. So if you're using the strap, you take the strap off, and then you either strap this ankle or you just grab your foot or ankle. Thighs are parallel, the bottom knee can be bent or straight. It's easy to balance if the bottom leg is bent. Thighs are parallel. Inhale, I'm lengthening the torso. Exhale, groin opens. I move the knee back. Not high in the air, but parallel thighs. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And then come to center and pause. And go ahead and roll to a sitting position. And we're going to do some standing poses. Hello, and now we're going to do some standing poses. So we're going to start in Tadasana with the feet hip-width apart. Today we're going to work on lifting with in all our poses, lifting with the abdominal muscles, front, back, and side. You've got the crunchies, but the crunchies, it's a... Let me start over. What we're going to do is we're going to pull our abdominal muscles in from the pelvic floor and the pubic bone all the way up to around the diaphragm. And you don't have to pull in hard, just gently. And then that six-pack muscle that we used to do crunches can also be used to expand this area. It attaches under the rib cage, so you can lift the ribs. You can push down into your pubic area, the lower pelvis, and then we're going to use the back abs, the psoas muscles, and the side abs. There's a lot of muscles in here that can help, that go from the pelvic area, the pelvic bones, to the rib cage, and can help lift the body up. They can also push the pelvis down towards the floor, and when you do that push down motion, you'll feel more weight in your going down your legs into your feet. So we're going to stand in Tadasana. The inner shoulder blades move back. I'm sorry. The inner, it's like, I'm not doing so well here. The inner shoulder blades move towards your chest The outer shoulder blades move back away from your chest. The front thighs move in towards the back of the thighs, and the outer thighs squeeze together at the very top of the thigh. And we've talked about how the top of the thigh is at an angle going from front to back. That whole area at the top of the thigh, from the front of the top of the thigh to the back of the thigh, top of the thigh, squeeze in towards each other. And we let our arms hang. I think I'm going to take off my shirt so you can see me better. I'm looking at myself in the camera. I'm going, oh, it's awfully loose. So we're standing in Tadasana, inner shoulder blades towards the chest, outer shoulder blades away, front thighs back, outer thighs in. Then we start squeezing up the legs from the ankles to the groin, and then squeezing up the abdomen, up the chest, the neck, and out through the back of the crown of the head. On the exhales, we use our belly muscles. As we exhale, we also push down in to the legs, down the bones of the legs, into the feet on the floor. You'll feel about 2/3 of your weight on the heel and 1/3 on the ball of the foot. On the inhales, we squeeze, lift up. On the exhales, we release down into the heels on the floor. Inhale, we lift out of the heels. Exhales, we push down into the heels. Inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back, front thighs back, outer thighs squeeze towards the center of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to start the flow of the arms. We're going to roll the arm bones out. The arms come up overhead. You lift from your outer ankle through your fingertips and the inner ankle through the pelvic floor, and then lifting in a column in front of the spine and out through the back of the crown of the head. Exhaling, the arms come down as you push into your heels. Inhale, lift up the whole outer side of the body. Through the outer shoulder blades lift, you stretch into your fingers. Exhale, push down, weight into the heels. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the outer shoulder blades. Exhale, push down through the bones of your legs into your heels. Inhaling and exhaling. And on the next inhale, stay in that inhale position with the arms up overhead. Find your shoulder blades, inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back, front thighs back, moving the pelvic floor back slightly. Squeeze the outer thighs in. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, reach. Exhaling, push into your heels. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bring your arms down. So now we're going to do Utkatasana. And Utkatasana is just like Tadasana, only we have our knees bent. So we start with the hips, the feet hip width apart. We're lifting front, back, and side and center of the chest. On the inhales, on the exhales, we're pushing the pelvis down into the feet. Only we're going to add this squat. So I'm going to do it from the side so you can see what I'm doing. The torso stays in Tadasana. So when I bend my knees, I don't keep my head looking straight ahead. I keep the head in neutral. On the inhales, we're going to lift the chest front, back, and side, and from the pelvic floor through the crown of the head. On the exhales, you're going to push the pelvis down and back as much as you comfortably can. The front thighs move down and the outer thighs move in. Inhale, the chest lifts, the neck is neutral. You lift from the pelvic floor through the back of the crown of the head. Exhale, descend the pelvis and move it back. Inhaling and exhaling. On the inhales, with the abs, you lift the chest. On the exhale, you descend the pelvis with the abs. Front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And then we're going to come up and we're going to do the flow. The feet are again hip width apart. We're going to inhale the arms overhead as we squat. Exhale, arms down at the side. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Moving with your own breath at your own rate. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to come to center and we're going to hold the arms overhead part. We're going to inhale up the body, exhale, push the pelvis down and back. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, pelvis down and back, etc. So, come to standing, feet hip width apart. Place your hands on the top of the pelvis. We're going to take one big inhale. You're going to lift the chest, inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back. Exhale, you're going to squat. You're going to push the pelvis down and back, front thighs back, outer thighs in. Inhale, the chest lifts and you lift from the pelvic floor through the crown of the head. Exhale, squat a little bit more, bring your pelvis back, front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhale, the chest lifts. Exhale, the pelvis descends. Inhale, the chest lifts. Exhale, the pelvis descends. And then inhale, come all the way up, arms down at your side and your back in Tadasana. Now we're going to do this as a flow. We're going to externally rotate from the shoulder joint. You can easily, again, just roll your hands out, but you want to roll out from up here so that the whole arm externally rotates. On the inhales, the arms come up overhead, palms facing each other. You squat. Exhale, push into the floor to come up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And on the next inhale, keep the arms up overhead. Arrange your body so that the pelvis is back and down. On the inhales, you're going to lift the chest with the abs, front, back, and side. You're going to lift the outer shoulder blades and push them towards your fingertips. On the exhales, you're going to drop your pelvis a little bit more by pushing it down with your abdominals. You're going to pull it back, front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, pelvis descends. Inhale, chest. Exhale, pelvis. And then inhale, come all the way up. Arms down to your sides. And you are back in Tadasana. And now we're going to do the right-angled wall push. I'll do a brief demo and then we'll talk you through it. Hands. Your hands can be flat on the wall or you can be up on your fingertips. So you find your wall. You don't necessarily need a sticky mat to do this. If your sticky mat is somewhere else, you're going to place either your fingertips or your whole palm on the wall, somewhere between your shoulders and your waist, depending on your flexibility. It can be on your fingertips or the whole hand can be on the wall. This is better for people with wrist issues. You're going to place your hands on the wall. You're going to walk your feet back until they're under your pelvis. And then bend the knees slightly, straighten, bend your knees slightly, lengthen the spine back. Then you can straighten your legs. This is the demo. We're going to lift up through the legs, through the torso, using the abdominal muscles to move the chest towards the wall. On the exhales, you're going to pull back towards your pelvis, front thighs back, outer thighs in. Inhale, you'll lengthen. Notice my butt keeps moving back. Exhale, pelvis back, front thighs back, outer thighs in as you push into your heels. So now we're all going to do this together. So find your wall, place your hands on the wall, either on your fingertips or on your palms, shoulder width apart between your shoulders and your waist. Walk your feet back under the pelvis. Not too close, not too far. We're going to start like in Tadasana from the feet. You're going to lift up through the bones of your legs, squeezing the muscles towards the bones of your legs and up towards the groin and the pelvis. You make an angle. You push the wall away. You do not get closer to the wall. You get farther from the wall. It's as though you're pushing the wall away from you. Exhale, you pull back. You use your belly muscles to pull the pelvis front, back, and sides away from you. Front thighs back, outer thighs in, drop into your heel. Inhale, chest towards the wall, shoulder blades towards the wall. Exhale, pelvis away from the wall. Front thighs away from the wall. Squeeze the outer thighs and drop into your heels. Inhaling, push the wall. Exhale, pull away from the wall. Inhaling and exhaling. And then come up, walk towards the wall, and now we're going to do downward facing dog with a chair. You can do it on the floor if you'd like, but I'm going to show it on the chair. It's very similar. The internal actions are going to be exactly the same as they were for the wall push, but now you're putting more weight on the hands. If you have wrist issues, you can keep your wrists straight as you grasp the top of the chair. Look at my wrist. It's straight. It doesn't work if you go like this. You'll get into the same problem. You want to roll the knuckles of your hands towards the wall. Now my wrists are straight. I'll just briefly show it. In this position, you walk your feet back so that they are on the other side of the pelvis. On the inhales, you lift up through your legs, through the torso. You use those belly muscles to move the rib cage towards the wall. Your shoulder blades push into the wall. Exhale. I'm using my belly muscles to pull my pelvis back, my front thighs back, outer thighs in. Your heels do not need to be on the floor. Mine aren't. Inhale, I lift up, I make that angle, push into the chair. Exhale, pull back. Now you can do the same thing with your hands flat on the chair seat. Again, this is the demo. Inhale, exhale, or you can wrap your hands around the outer edge, which is easier for some people. Inhale towards the chair. Exhale away. Inhale, the rib cage and shoulder blades to move towards the chair. Your butt actually moves back. Exhale, pull back. Pelvis back, front thighs back, outer thighs in. So, decide where you want to go. You can do it on the floor, or you can do it on the chair. So, I'm going to show it now on the lower part of the chair. So place your hands on the chair somewhere or on the floor. Your legs are back. On the other side of your pelvis, exactly the same if you're doing it on the floor. Your feet point forward. Your pelvis moves back. Your heels do not need to be on the floor, but your spine needs to move towards straight. It's perfectly fine to bend your knees. We're going to inhale up the legs, make an angle, push the chair or the floor away. Exhale, pull back with the belly, pelvis back, front thighs back, outer thighs in. Inhaling, exhaling. On the inhales, you lift up your legs, make an angle, push the chair away, exhale, pull back with the belly, the pelvis moves back, front thighs back, outer thighs in, and gently move towards your heels. Inhale up from the heels, angle towards the chair, push the chair away, exhale, pull back and down, inhaling and exhaling. The breath goes in, you lift up the legs, angle, push the chair away, exhale, pull back. And then go ahead and come forward and sit on your chair. Or do child's pose on the floor. If you're on the chair, forearms on your thighs, or you can hang down through your legs. The head is heavy and reach for the floor. If this is too much for your lower back, you can use your forearms on the thighs. And wherever you are though, relax and release and soften. The breath goes in, the breath goes out. Allow your spine to relax, your neck to relax. The head is heavy and hanging down as you inhale and exhale. Good. And now we're going to go to the floor. So, the first thing we're going to do is bridge pose as a flow. And we did this at everything we're going to do, we did in the warm-ups. Have a block handy. We're going to need it. We will not need a strap for this part. So, in the beginning, we don't need a block. This is the demo. I'm going to quickly do it because we've done it a number of times. Most of you have done it in the past. My feet are hip width apart. My heels are comfortably close to my buttocks. And I know both me and a number of people in the class have issues with their knees. So you just bring your heels in comfortably close. You don't want to bring your heels in beyond your knees. Now, I can, if I really try, I can bring them under the knees, but both my knees hurt, so it's not a good idea. So, but you can bring them in that much. I know some people can bring them in too close. You don't want them closer than your knees. So we're going to start with the hands flat on the floor. I'm going to move my hands just to show you. We're going to do the pelvic tilts again. Inhale, tailbone up, waist down. Exhale, we're going to roll down. Inhale, we're going to roll up. My pelvis is on the floor, this part. The rest is slightly lifted. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Then we're going to roll all the way up slowly, just like we did in the warm-ups. You're going to roll the body up onto the tops of the shoulders, and you're going to roll the body slowly down. We're going to do that a few times. And then if you don't have shoulder issues and this is comfortable, you can bring the arms up overhead. Palms are up towards the ceiling. Exhale. You come down. Inhaling. The body comes up. The arms come up overhead. And if I was smart, I would have cleared that area away. Exhale down. Inhaling and exhaling. So we'll go ahead and start by bringing your heels in towards your pelvis. Hands flat on the floor. The first part, we don't lift the pelvis, we just rock. Inhaling, tailbone up, waist down. Exhaling, tailbone down, waist up. You make it a roll on your sacrum. See if you can push into every part of your sacrum. You might notice where it's hard to push it down into the floor. And then roll on to the top of the pelvis, but keep going up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, go up onto the tops of the shoulder blades. Exhaling, roll vertebrae by vertebrae down. The top of the pelvis comes down first, and then you roll onto the tailbone. Inhale, you roll all the way up onto the shoulder blades. Exhale, you roll all the way down. And if you want, and only if you want, on the next inhale, you can bring your arms up overhead as you roll up. And exhale, you can bring the arms down as you roll down. Inhaling up. And exhaling, rolling down. And one more time. And then pause. So then roll to your side for a minute and watch. We're going to do, again, something we've done many times, which is we're going to use the block for support. And I'm going to stand up for a minute and show you where that block goes. It goes, here's my tailbone. It goes under the lower part of the sacrum, not up here by the waist. And you can have the block low, medium, or high, depending on your flexibility. I'm going to quickly do the demo of this. We're going to put that block under the lower sacrum, the tailbone part of the sacrum, and you're going to bring your your heels under your knees. Again, this time you're going to have your arms, palms up. On the inhales, just like in Tadasana, you're going to move your chest towards the floor, front, back, and sides. On the exhales, you're going to push with your abdominals, pushing the pelvis away. Then we're going to also add the grounding part of the pose, the part that connects you with the floor, and that is inner shoulder blades towards your chest, outer shoulder blades away from your chest, your whole arm bone. From out here, this is the acromion, that hard part, tilts down towards the floor, the arms move towards the floor. On the exhales, the front thighs push down, the outer thighs push in, so there's weight in your feet. So then we'll do that a few times. You get grounded, attached to the floor. We inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Then you're going to push your left foot down into the floor, bring the right leg up. Inhale, exhale. I'm pushing into both feet. The more you push the bottom foot down, the more you can lift the top foot up. Inhale, exhale. We'll change sides. And then we'll do this pose I call the only pose in yoga that's easier than it looks. You bring both legs up. I'm a little wobbly on this block, but if you have your block lower, it's probably going to work better. On the inhales, I open my chest. On the exhales, pelvis moves away and I push into my heels. If you're wobbly, you can always hold the block. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We'll come down, and then what we're going to do is just come up into bridge pose. Your arms are externally rotated. They're pushing down, outer shoulder blades down, inner shoulder blades up. Your front thighs are pushing down and the outer thighs are squeezing in. Inhale, exhale, and then come down. So we're going to start by coming up onto the block, low, medium, or high, your choice. So get the block under your sacrum, on the tailbone end, not in the soft part of your butt, but on the lower part of the sacrum. The arms are out to the side. Your feet are straight ahead, heels towards the pelvis. On the inhales, just like we've been doing in every pose in this class, you're going to move your chest towards your head. On the the inner shoulder blades move towards the chest, the outer shoulder blades move away from the chest towards the floor, and the arms push, the back of the arms pushes down into the floor. On the exhales, push your pelvis towards your knees, front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhale, open your chest with the shoulder blades, and by moving the rib cage towards the floor, exhaling, front thighs down, outer thighs in, tailbone up. Inhaling and exhaling. And then push your left leg firmly into the floor and bring the right leg up as though you were doing the splits. On the inhale, you use your shoulder blades, inner in, outer out, and down, arms down. Exhale, pelvis away, front thighs move towards the back of the thigh, and you push into both feet. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Bring the right leg down, get balanced, just take your time. And then push the right foot into the floor, lift the left leg up. Inhale, inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades down. Exhale, pelvis pushes away, tailbone up. Outer thighs towards the front thighs move towards the back of the thigh so it pushes that bottom leg into the floor. The top leg reaches up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and then bring that leg down. And now we're going to do both legs. You can hold your block if you want, or you can just have your arms down. Both legs come up, again, wobbling, hold the block. Inhale, just towards the floor. Exhale, pelvis away from the floor and push into your heels. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And then bring your legs down. Take the block out, curl the body down onto the floor, and we'll take a few breaths here. Keep your knees bent. Now we're going to do bridge pose without the support of the block. Start by moving the inner shoulder blades towards your chest, the outer shoulder blades all the way to the acromion, down towards the floor. The arm bones push down. You're pushing the front thighs towards your feet so there's more pressure in the feet, and you squeeze the outer thighs together, although you don't let them move. You resist. You squeeze in and then you resist. We're going to curl the tailbone up. You're going to come onto the tops of your shoulder blades. Inhale, the chest expands, inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades towards the floor. Exhaling, push down into your feet, squeeze the thighs in as you move the pelvis towards your knees. Inhaling, exhaling, push into the feet. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, front thighs down, outer thighs in. And then curl the body down towards the floor. And breathe for a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then roll to the right side and come up to seated. So now we're going to do some seated poses. And I like to sit on a folded blanket. You can sit on a folded blanket. If you have a bolster, you can sit on a bolster. You can sit on two blankets. If you have a firm pillow like the a sofa cushion, you can sit on a sofa cushion. And the first pose we're going to do is Dandasana. So your legs are straight ahead, your toes are pointing up, your hands are at the side. Let me just move some of these blocks. Oh, and let's get a strap handy. We won't need it for a while, but you might as well make sure you have a strap, and hopefully a strap with a loop. So we're in Dandasana. The legs are pointing straight ahead. The front thighs are moving away. The outer thighs are moving in. Your hands are behind you. You're externally rotating the arm bones on the shoulder socket. On the inhales, you lift up front, back, sides of the chest, and from the pelvic floor through the back of the crown of the head. On the exhales, you bring the belly in. You push the pelvis down towards the floor. Front, back, and sides. Front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And then bring your legs wide into Upavista. Look down your leg. Notice that my feet aren't rolling out to the side. They're not rolling in. They're straight up and down. If I look down the leg, I go 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Hands behind you. Inhale. Use the inhale to lift the chest. Inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back. Lift from the pelvic floor through the back of the crown of the head. Exhale, pull the belly in and down, front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to do Upavista Konasana. I'm sorry, we just did Upavista Konasana. We're going to do Baddha Konasana. Now, the knees go out to the side. The soles of the feet come together. Make sure you have enough height under you. I know for some of you, adding another blanket or sitting on a bolster for this one works better. Your arms are at your sides or behind you. We're going to inhale. Lift the chest, lift through the pelvic floor and the crown of the head. Exhale, pelvis down, front pelvis back, front of the pelvis, back of the pelvis, sides of the pelvis. The thighs roll out to the side. Inhaling, you lift up. Use your shoulder blades. Inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back. Exhale, pelvis down, thighs roll out. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to do a twist, which more or less combines Upavista and Baddha Konasana. Not exactly, because this foot comes over more and you're rolled more on the side of your calf. This leg is straight ahead. Foot is at 12 o'clock. This knee is bent. This is the demo, so I'm going to go through this all again. The strap is around your right foot. Then we're going to turn to the left. I take my right arm and place it wherever I can. For some people who don't turn so much, you might end up holding onto your calf. If you can, reach the arm around to your thigh. On the inhales, we're going to lift the chest up. On the exhale, we're going to push the pelvis away. This thigh goes down, this thigh rolls out as we turn the belly and turn the shoulder girdle. Inhale, we get tall, lift up. Exhaling, down first, then twist the belly, twist the shoulder girdle. Inhaling and exhaling, and then this again is the demo. You grab the strap. I'm not looking. I'm keeping twisting. I'm reaching towards my foot. I'm bending my elbow. I'm tilting over my leg. We'll start with the arm down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pelvis down, legs down. So this one goes straight down. This one rolls out. And then turn the belly, turn the shoulder girdle. The head, keep the head in a comfortable position. It turns with the body. Don't overturn the head. Inhale, you get long. Exhale, down into the pelvis and legs and turn. Inhale, exhale, then your choice, turning the arm up from the shoulder socket. That arm comes up overhead. Inhaling, you get long from the side of the pelvis to the fingertips and from the pelvic floor through the crown of the head. Exhale, down into the pelvis, turn the belly, turn the shoulder girdle. Inhale, get long. Exhale, down, turn belly, turn shoulders. And then come up, and we'll go to the other side. So we're going to start with the right leg out with the loop of a strap around the right foot. The left leg is out to the side with the foot gently tucked under the thigh of this foot. If it doesn't go all the way, it's fine. No matter. Knee bent, leg out to the side. We're going to start by our turn, which first is this way and then is up. It's the same direction by taking the right hand to the left thigh. Forget the strap, it's there, you don't need it right now. On the inhales, you get tall. Lift the chest, front, back, and side. On the exhales, push the pelvis into the floor, front thigh of the right leg down, roll the left leg out as you turn the belly, turn the chest. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, down first, then turn the belly, turn the chest. Do a few more times. Don't force it. You'll reach your limit. Just stay there. And then, without looking, tilt over the leg. Use your right hand to find the strap and tilt over the right leg. I'm reaching for my foot. Maybe you can reach the foot. The elbow bends either to the leg or the inside of the leg, depending on you. And then keep the left arm down at first. Inhale, lengthen the torso, front, back, and side towards the head. Exhale, pelvis towards the floor. Right leg towards the floor, left leg turns out. And you use that downward momentum to turn the belly and turn the chest. Relax the neck. Inhale, you get long. Exhale, down. Turn the belly, turn the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. And then take your left hand, this is optional, externally rotate that arm towards the ceiling. Bring the arm up overhead. On the inhales, you lengthen through the side of the body on the left side, through the fingertips, and from the pelvic floor through the crown of the head. Exhaling, you push the pelvis towards the floor, legs push towards the floor as you turn the belly and turn the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, down and turn. Inhaling and exhaling. And then come all the way up. And we will go to the other side. So now, the left leg is long. And the right leg is bent. So, you know, this is my bad hip, so I can't get as far on this side. This strap goes over my foot, and then I have the strap where it is, and I go, it's there, I'm going to forget about it, and I'm going to take my left hand to the right thigh. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pelvis towards the floor. One leg rolls out, one thigh moves down. As you turn the belly, turn the chest. Inhale, I get tall. Rib cage lifts. I lift through the back of the crown of the head from the pelvic floor. Exhale, pelvis down, legs down, and turn. Inhaling and exhaling. Find your max and just stay there. Inhaling and exhaling. And then, don't look, keep that twist. Find your strap. Right arm on the right pelvis as you tilt over the leg, reaching for the foot. Notice my elbow bends. On the inhales, I lengthen from the front, back, and sides of the torso. Chest moves towards the head. Exhale, I push the pelvis towards the floor. The legs release down. I turn the belly, turn the chest. Inhale, I get long. Exhale, down. Pelvis down, legs down, turn the belly, turn the chest. And then it's optional, you externally rotate at the shoulder socket. That arm comes up overhead, it's a straight line. I'm not flopping that arm, I'm energized. from the side of the pelvis, through the side of the body, through the shoulder blade and through the fingertips, just like in Tadasana. I'm long from the pelvic floor through the crown of the head. On the exhale, I drop the pelvis into the floor, both legs down, and I turn the belly, turn the chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then come all the way up. And we're going to go back into Dandasana. Take your strap, put the strap around your feet. And we're gonna sit up and we're gonna get long. It's like I'm water skiing. My hands are reaching for my feet. My inner shoulder blades are forward. My outer shoulder blades are back. Inhale, I get tall. Exhale, thighs down. Front thighs down, outer thighs in. Pelvis down. Inhale, lift the rib cage. Inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back. Exhale, pelvis down, front thighs down, outer thighs in. Inhaling and exhaling. And then relax your back. Walk your hands, just be very gentle towards your feet. Some of you may not go over so far. A few of you might actually reach your feet or your toes, in which case you can drop the strap. Or just hold the strap towards the feet and soften. Inhaling and exhaling. And then come all the way up, and we're ready for the end of class. I'm not going to demo the end of class because we do it the same way every time. You can, we're going to do the leg twists. If you want something under your head, you can have something under your head. And you can have a rolled blanket, blocks, or something under your knees. And again, those of you who like something under your knees, you probably know it. So just take some time right now to figure out what you want under your knees. And then once you're set up, you can lie back with your knees bent and your feet hip width apart. I'm just going to take this out for a minute. Your arms are gently at your sides. And we're going to go into the more meditative part of the class. We're going to do a moving meditation with the breath. On the inhales, your knees are up. On the exhales, the knees go to the side. If you want, you can turn your head to the side. Inhaling up and exhaling. The legs go the other way. You can look straight up with the head or turn the head opposite the knees. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Moving with your breath. Go along if you haven't started. Make sure you're doing this with me. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then we're going to move the feet and knees together. Same movement with the breath, only this time notice that the twist goes higher up into the torso. Inhaling up and exhaling to the side. Inhaling up and exhaling down. You're moving with the breath. The breath starts the movement. The movement fills the breath. And as the breath comes to a close, the movement comes to a close. So you're moving very slowly. And then come to center. Again, pause, find your right thigh, squeeze the right thigh over the left thigh, both knees go to the right, your belly and the chest, just like we did in the twist we just did, go in the opposite direction. Once you get there, legs and pelvis one way, belly and shoulder girdle the other way. We're going to lengthen. On the inhales, the chest moves toward the head. On the exhale, the pelvis moves away from the head. And again, if you haven't done this, get into the pose. Now, inhaling, the chest moves towards the head with the breath. Exhaling, the pelvis moves away from the head with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And then roll to center. Change the cross of the legs. Now it's left thigh over right. Knees to the left. Belly, shoulder girdle to the right. Head can be straight up, or you can allow the head to turn if it's comfortable. Inhaling, the chest moves towards the head. Exhale, the pelvis, front, back, and side, move evenly away from the head. Inhale, the chest lifts, front, back, and side. Exhale, the pelvis moves away, front, back, and side. Inhale, chest towards the head. Exhaling, pelvis away from the head. And then roll to center. We're going to set up for Shavasana. Some of you, if you don't already, might want to put a blanket under your head so that your forehead is higher than your chin. Some people, when they lie back, their head tilts back. This isn't good for breathing. It kind of cuts off your airway. So you want the chin to be gently towards your chest. If you can do this on the floor, you don't need the support under your head. And then you can, if your lower back hurts or you just like it, you can put a bolster or a rolled blanket or your blocks under your knees. Make sure your heels are on the floor. You can take your glasses off. I just stick them on my tummy so nobody steps on them. I'm used to being in big classes. And then we're going to soften. Allow your attention to go into your breath. And if you haven't set yourself up, just take your time and come down into this lying position with whatever support you need to be comfortable and relaxed. Attention follows the breath. The breath goes in, the breath goes out. And that breath becomes like a warm ocean wave rushing through your body on the inhale. Bring it with it a warm, gentle sense of relaxation. And on the exhales, you can use the exhale or the wave going out to relax and wash away any tension, tightness, or pain. The breath goes in. The breath goes out. A warm wave comes in. A warm wave goes out, carrying with it any tension, tightness, or pain from your body. So that with every breath you take, your muscles relax, your bones then can release down, and the organs in the body melt down towards the floor as you inhale and exhale. Now draw your attention to the muscles of the face, the brow, the cheeks, the chin relax. The tongue and jaw relax in the mouth. The eyes release in their sockets, and even the brain lets go. You don't have to do anything, just allow gravity to take you with every breath closer and closer to the floor. Attention shifts to the muscles of the neck, front of the neck, back of the neck, sides of the neck release. And inside of the neck, the muscles of swallowing and the vocal cords, let go. Inhaling and exhaling. The breath goes in, the breath goes out. Attention goes into the tops of the shoulders, the soft part closest to the neck, that acromion that covers the joint of the shoulder. That top shoulder relaxes, the shoulder blades soften onto the floor. The joint of the shoulder and the armpit relaxes. Upper arms soften, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, and fingers melt onto the floor as you inhale and exhale. Attention shifts to the chest, the front of the chest, the back of the chest, the sides of the chest relax. And inside of the chest, the heart and lungs let go. Attention shifts to the diaphragm. The diaphragm relaxes from front to back and side to side. And then below the diaphragm into the abdomen, front wall, back wall, side walls relax. Pelvic floor from the pubic bone to tailbone and in between the sitting bones. Let the pelvic floor soften. And all the organs in the abdomen let go as well. You don't need to do anything. Just allow the body to soften. Attention shifts to the bones of the pelvis. The bones of the pelvis relax. The hip sockets release. Thighs relax. Buttocks relax. Knees soften. Lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes all release into the floor. As you inhale and exhale. And notice, are there any thoughts in the mind? And if there are thoughts in the mind, just let those thoughts flow into the breath so that as your body is relaxed and quiet, the mind also is relaxed and quiet. Now, wiggle your fingers and toes and let that movement go into your arms and legs. Make sure your glasses are safe. If you have glasses, this is where I like to put my glasses on. And then bend your knees, pull your knees into your chest. Okay, we've been rolling from tailbone to the top of the sacrum. Now we're going to roll on the pelvis from side to side. Or if you want, you can just hold your knees. But actually, for most of us, it feels nice to roll back and forth on the pelvis. And then find your right arm. You want to roll to your right side, using your right arm as a pillow for your head, and roll all the way over onto the right side for a few more breaths. And now, using your arms, push yourself up to seated. You can sit on the bolster if you have one, your blanket, or just on the floor. Once again, just like at the beginning of class, we're going to find a comfortable seated position. We're going to rock back and forth and on to center with the head over neck, neck over shoulders, shoulders over hips. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift the chest, front, back, and side. We're going to exhale, we're going to push the pelvis towards the floor, the legs relax down. Inhale again, this time spread the arms, spreading the chest, inner shoulder blades forward, outer shoulder blades back. Exhale, bring the palms together in front of the heart and let the head relax down. Allow your attention to go deep within, to wherever you experience your sense of center. Just play around in there. There's no right or wrong. And a place that's like the eye of a hurricane, that stays quiet and the sun is shining while the wild winds of your inner experience sometimes and the outer experience of our lives swirl around us. So we're aware of what's going on inside of us and in the outer world, but we are observing that place from a place of quiet, a place of receptivity, where we can respond to our life rather than react to it. And from that place of center, we honor one another. Namaste. Well, thank you for joining me in this video. I hope it worked out for you. I'm happy to get comments wherever you're watching this from, either YouTube or Facebook. Or you can email me if you have my email. So maybe next week I will be live on Zoom. The Los Gatos Saratoga Recreation Department is making arrangements for that, and I think I'm ready. I've really got the camera down, so I feel like I could teach a class, and I think it worked. So anyway, thank you all again for coming, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.